Well, I guess I'm streaming? I don't know. There's no way to know. There's no way to know if I'm streaming. I don't hear myself streaming. Wait, will I? Okay, I just heard myself streaming. Cool. Looks like I'm up on Twitch. Am I up on Mixer? Gotta push an extra button to find out if I'm up on Mixer. A big pink button. Ah, there's my voice. Okay, cool. Looks like I'm up on all of the platforms. Oh, I've got a little note here. Oh, yes, finally. I just spent several minutes trying to understand an audio concept, going back and forth with our audio director. Okay, awesome, cool. He just told me I finally understood him. So, okay, switching over to live stream mode. Hey there, Nellie.
Hi.
Wow, you got here just in time. I just barely started, so we are on the air.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, almost no one ever comes like exactly on even early like you did.
I'm
So
always
feel free to have a seat.
early.
So
Am I? Oh, should I sit over here?
no, right here. That's the
Okay.
Brent seat.
Okay.
Yeah. So hey guys, this is Nellie. We're out of focus now for some reason. Hello. So this is Nellie Hughes. She is a design manager here, and once this show actually starts in like 17 minutes, we're going to be talking to her and like asking her questions and stuff. So you can see so this is the camera that we're looking at.
Okay.
And that's the
Those
chat.
are people.
And then whenever I miss things in chat, which happens all the time, Megan grabs the important ones and drops them in here.
Okay. All right.
So we can look at both of those, and then I've got
Do
my.
I get to wear a cool headset or no?
If you want to, I actually was just making sure the audio was working.
Oh, okay.
It won't do anything for you now.
Okay.
But later on, when we're listening to community spotlight stuff, you just grab some headphones,
Okay.
and we can hear the videos. Scoot this over a bit so we're more. There we are.
Oh, my glasses got called magical.
Yeah, they are. Nellie's magical glasses are one of the best things about working with her. No, there's a lot of competition for good reasons to work with
I
you.
know, that was kind of an insult right there.
That did feel like kind of faint praise
A
or something.
backhanded comment.
It's one of yeah. Never mind. There's no way to dig myself out of that. It was just a dumb thing to say. So we're just gonna chill here for a bit. I mean, I don't know. I could see what's going on in the game here. Of course, we're in nightmare mode, so I probably shouldn't screw around.
Oh my
From
gosh.
far away.
You could try to have me play. Which no, just kidding.
Yeah, did you play a lot of State of Decay 2 when you were like applying here and like?
I tried. I'm really bad at the game. Like I am the type of player that I need all of my characters to live.
Oh, that's a hard. Yeah.
So I would
Did
play.
we know that before we hired you?
No, I don't think so. But I would like play, and then they would die, and then I would have to start over again, and then it was just a nightmare. Just like nightmare mode.
Is that what we're playing?
This is nightmare mode. I'm pretty sure. Double check.
Dang it.
Look at the difficulty tab. I think we were playing in nightmare mode here. Tab over there. Yeah, we're in nightmare mode. We've been playing in Heartland for a while, so we kind of lost track of what we were doing in nightmare mode. Bilbo jokingly just said, "Jeff, be excited. You finally get to add a first mark to the Jeff said something dumb tally," which is ridiculous. I think I got the year wrong on one stream recently. I misidentified a Forza screenshot as reality.
Yes.
Okay.
I think was that in the last stream?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It
I
wasn't
do.
the Lego version though, right?
It was not Lego. Yeah. Though, I mean, those might look just like real Legos. I don't know. But yeah.
Dart.
Beats and Buttons says.
We got lots of great people in here today.
Says Nellie is just like me. Beats and Buttons actually has got something on Community Spotlight today.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
Excellent.
I love Beats and Buttons' name. His name sounds like something that you would repeat in order to like simulate like EDM music.
Yeah.
Like beats and buttons and beats and buttons and beats and buttons and beats
Oh,
and buttons
yeah.
and beats and buttons.
With, like
Like boots and cats and boots and cats and
boots and cats. I was about to say, isn't that like a commercial that I know?
Well, everybody's already entering the giveaway. Like, come on, just give it a few seconds. You're just here for the free stuff, aren't you? You guys are all just here for your wonderful Bronto gas pins. That's what you're here for. I understand. Battissimo's telling everybody they're entered in the giveaway.
I want one of those. Can I enter? Megan, can you enter me, please?
Everybody's like, free stuff. So, yeah, so today, for those of you who are just joining us, Nellie Hughes here is a design manager. which is I'll make her explain that later on instead of making her do it twice.
Oh my
go.
gosh,
I can go.
gave the best sentence, and I need to be reminded of what I said.
I know, it was really good.
Oh my gosh.
Just you got to think. He's got to think. But yeah, so we're going to be talking to her. So if you guys have any questions about being a designer in the game industry, being a manager in the game industry, I mean, there's a lot of interesting topics surrounding management and how you sort of keep employees happy working in a
Herding cats.
in a
It is herding cats.
in a challenging part of the tech industry. Where there's crunch and burnout and all these problems. Like Nellie's got to deal with that kind of thing. She's here to help the people survive being game developers.
I looked up my magical sentence that I
Oh,
wrote.
you've got
Yes.
it? Okay,
Yes.
awesome. Okay, so you're ready with that.
I am ready.
What does a design manager do? And then
Hey,
you got a
wait,
thing
no,
you
no,
can
no, we
say.
can't do that yet.
I'm
No,
just quoting the
let's
future.
start it.
I'm just
Okay.
quoting the future.
All right.
In the future.
That's all we're doing. All anybody here wants to talk about is the enter key on the.
I do design managers.
She manages designers more than she
She has an
designs
awesome
managers.
3D printer. Whenever we need a new designer, just boop.
Or a new manager, yeah. Just. Hunter Grissom wants to know, will we add dogs into the game? So one of the challenges we face with the question of adding dogs, well, one of them is quadrupeds are hard. Getting their feet to all line up with the ground, it's a lot of work to just add anything with 4 legs to the game. So
Well,
that's a challenge.
A
But
new
then-
rig, which is a whole new set of animations, which were already tapped out on memory.
Yeah. So there's the sheer amount of resources we'd have to create, which are it's trouble to build it. It's trouble for the game to be able to run it. There's a lot of hard challenges to solve with just the way that 4-legged animals move around. And if we put dogs in the game, we probably have to kill dogs because that's how our game works.
And nobody here.
There's a lot of people who would not be happy with killing dogs.
That's right.
Or we'd have to add centaurs.
The dog centaurs?
Just centaurs in general.
Oh, okay.
I would just insist on adding centaurs.
I was just
Even
imagining
though
little
there's-
tiny dog centaurs.
Yeah, that's cool too. I just love centaurs.
I feel like I should have seen a dog centaur somewhere before, but I don't think I've ever seen that.
You've ever
I've seen
seen a
like
dog
cats with
centaur.
butterfly wings, and there's like so many different weird things you see in fantasy art. I've never seen a dog centaur. Where's my dog centaur, Brant?
Both you guys are fired.
Can't you tell I come from a fantasy background?
Hey, I worked there too, and I never wanted to do fantasy ever again.
Yeah, so people are saying they would love to have a new core map for the game. We have heard you guys, and so we're thinking about what we can possibly do along those lines.
Cool glasses, Nellie.
Oh,
Look at
check it
that.
out. We're getting a lot of cool glasses messages.
Thanks, glass babies.
Nobody ever complimented my new glasses when I got them. Whatever.
They're not bright red.
They are not cool too. So
They're
that's,
cool.
No. I won't.
Frameless glasses.
You.
are
I
cool,
wasn't just fishing for
Jeff.
compliments. It's fine. It's fine.
Ooh, jetpacks.
Yeah. Benork asks if motorcycles will ever be a thing. That's another one where it's like, I would love to have motorcycles in the game. But
Dunedin. Yes.
as for
Alpacas, on the other hand, confirmed.
Yeah, no, I would love to have motorcycles in the game. It's actually one of the early, in early versions of the game is one of the things that I wanted to put in. But again, it's
Gotta
just
tell my husband I'm on.
the physics and the animations of them are so very different from everything else we're doing. It would be a big effort. I'm not saying it's impossible. Of course, almost anything is possible if you decide it's the most important thing. The question is, do we spend the time building something as complex as motorcycle riding, or do we do like 5 other things that are smaller and yet might have the same amount of positive impact on the game? So yeah, we kind of have to make those sort of priority decisions all the time. So I wouldn't hold your breath for motorcycles as much as we love the idea too.
Oops.
Oops.
That's, yeah. Bzz, bzz.
So we got 10 minutes more pre-stream gather in the audience before we get properly started.
Welcome to everyone from all the different points of the universe, including Mixer and Twitch and YouTube.
Okay, we're on all of it.
That's all of these people are.
Yeah, you
That's
see the little
awesome.
icons by their
Oh,
faces?
I
Yeah,
see.
I mean, by
They're
their
beaming
faces.
in from all over the
That's
universe.
awesome.
Yeah, so these people can't see each other. So only the people with the red icon can see each other. Only the people with the purple icon can see each
I
other.
We can
see.
see them all.
We can see them all.
Interesting.
And hello to everyone who has said hi. Just can't keep up with all of it, but we appreciate you guys being here.
Scarproof is making fun of your phone for farting.
Well, it did fart.
So hello, Malix Corvin? I don't know how to say your name.
That's one of the many problems with trying to talk to people because some people's names are insane.
Yeah. Mad Hatter Madden, that's pretty good. Let's see here.
It's creepy
Yeah.
to know there are people.
Yeah, Kai Hilo says it's creepy to know that there's more people in the chat that they can't see. It's like you're all in a room together, but it's like Final Fantasy Spirits Within or something. It's like you can't see each other, but if you intersect with each other, you die. Or an old man just goes, "It's warm."
Okay.
My favorite line from that movie. Have you ever seen Final Fantasy Spirits Within? Oh my gosh, yeah. So it's got, what's the name of that actor who played the old man? He was in Ordinary People. Donald Sutherland. That's right.
Oh,
So
weird.
his character, he has like a weird little spirit pass right through the middle of his body, and his response is, "Oh, it's warm." As it goes through, and I'm like, it just made me like kind of cringe.
And it
but-
kills
but I
everyone
loved
else?
it. No. So like, it's after they like, I don't remember what happened even. I think they killed the bad spirits or converted them or something, and then good spirits are making them warm now. Or
Okay.
something.
Well, you know, it's
I don't know.
a cheap form of alternative heat, I guess.
Yeah. So
Compy Chompy, we're looking into ideas like that, and that one's been played around with for a long time. Hopefully, we can
yeah, try something along those lines.
try something along those lines. Or I mean, it's certainly food for thought for future.
Yeah, we've been trying to think of ways to sort of, to improve the Plague Heart experience overall. And so there's lots of different ways we could approach it. Because right now, we kind of insist that you defeat all the Plague Hearts before you can move on. It's a little bit difficult to sort of, the idea of putting Plague Hearts that sort of spawn in after you've already gotten started.
God.
Sounds like, it could just be a Sisyphean task that you never get finished. So we'd have to be very careful with adding Plague Hearts to a map, unless we just had different victory conditions altogether or did something else to change it.
That's kind of the underlying issue is we would have to change the very nature of the end game of this, and so that would.
Which isn't, completely out of the realm of possibility, but again, it's one of those things where we probably would do something like that later rather than sooner, because it's big. Big Chungus wants to know if we're going to be putting any police or military characters in the game. Hold that thought. Give us a little bit of time to work on that.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
It's our favorite line.
Yeah. So one thing that's going to be happening is I'm going to go on vacation for the next 2 weeks, and so yes, I know. So hosting duties and sort of producer duties on this stream are going to be taken over by Jeff Sult, who I think a lot of you remember. He's been on the stream a few times. He's even hosted it once or twice.
Mm-hmm.
So
they don't let me touch the buttons, so they had to bring in somebody who knows how to run a computer.
Yeah, exactly. So he's a programmer. He's the one who's responsible for a lot of the explosions and radio call-ins that you've experienced, as well as a lot of other things. And so he's going to be in charge, mostly just because pretty soon we might get into the zone where we're playing a dev build, and if something goes wrong with a dev build, I want to have a programmer watching it to make sure he can fix it. So yeah.
Bilbo, seek help, buddy. He wants mobile semi-trucks that are driven by sentient plague hearts.
Oh my god.
So he wants, what's the name of that Stephen King movie that like all the machines came to life? What was that called? The people hold up at a gas station?
Pet Cemetery?
No. It's
not that one. It's not Cujo.
No, what's the name?
Christine?
So, no, well, I mean, it's related. It had like sentient trucks. Somebody's got to tell me. Overdrive. Was it called Overdrive?
Yes.
I think so. Yeah. Okay.
It was
Wait.
Maximum Overdrive.
Maximum. That's what it was. Yes. Scarproof got it.
Emilio
Scarproof got it.
Estevez.
Yes. Scarproof nailed it. Though I think Asimore helped. Maximum Overdrive. And then, and on YouTube, Vassim 7070 got it. And who's the first person to say it on Mixer? Oh, there we go, Eldereth.
And you win nothing, just so you know. But thank you.
What, we're going to have to continue the stream without Big Chungus? Come on. How can we go
But
on
that's a
without
fun
Big
name
Chungus?
to say.
I know. My kids actually learned the Big Chungus song, and they used to dance and perform it for us all the time.
Yeah,
You know what
Abra, I'm
I'm
going to
talking
show
about?
the...
No, I know.
You have dodged a bullet.
Yeah.
There-
Abra, I'll
like-
show the whole shirt later.
I don't know
When we
that. I
start.
don't know the Baby Shark song. I missed
Oh,
out.
wow.
Yeah.
You got away without Baby Shark?
I got away without Baby Shark.
I got a, what was the...
What is Baby Shark?
See, you got away without it
Really?
too. Yeah.
So my mom used to help with like a girls' camp where they sang that song all the time, like 20 years ago.
Oh my
and to her,
gosh.
it's just like this ancient thing. And so when it suddenly became hot and everyone thought it was this new thing, my mom was just like, "What? You're now suddenly singing this old song?" You know?
I
from-
heard the techno remix and was like, I've never heard this song before. I don't know. Yeah. See? Somebody wants us to sing it. I'm not singing it.
The closest I can think of a shark in recent pop culture is some shark at the Super Bowl.
Oh,
Oh,
Left Shark.
Left Shark,
Left
yeah.
Shark. Yeah, this is unrelated to Left Shark.
That's not Left
this
Shark?
This is from Kids
No.
YouTube, or where, like they take like old silly kids songs and they make like endless videos of them, so that kids will just jump from video to video of the same song and give everyone ad money.
Is it Shark Tornado?
No, it's not Sharknado. It goes, baby shark doo 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 doo, baby shark doo 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 doo, baby shark doo 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 doo. Don't you want to kill yourself already?
Yeah, yeah.
And then you just keep going up the family with larger and larger sharks until you've got like a grandpa shark. And
Now, I
Grandpa
remember-
Shark has no teeth. That's right. This is Daddy Shark.
I
This is Grandpa
remember
Shark.
Baby Beluga
Really?
by Raffi.
Oh yeah.
That's a thing?
Was he also the one that did Banana Phone?
Hello, Internet. Is that a thing?
No, I
Or
don't.
was that somebody
I don't
else?
know. I don't know if he did Banana.
Who did
Phone.
Banana Phone?
Ring, ring,
Ring, ring,
banana,
ring. Yeah,
banana.
ring, 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 ring.
The only
Banana phone.
the only banana thing I remember from the internet is peanut butter jelly time.
Yes.
Oh yeah. What about my spoon is too big?
That's Don Hertzfeldt.
I am a banana.
I'm a banana.
I love Don Hertzfeldt. He's freaking brilliant.
I'm also about 10 years behind the internet. So things that I think are new and hilarious, I go,
Yeah.
Jeff, look at this, and he'll be like, I was 7 when that happened, when that was popular.
I was always weirded out by Hamster Dance, just because I used to watch Disney's Robin Hood all the time, and I'm like, that is the Robin Hood song. That is not the Hamster Dance song.
Yeah.
But deep de doo doop 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 doop. Sorry.
Somebody asked if you knew about Leroy Jenkins. Do you know about Leroy Jenkins?
Thank you. I am in the industry, and I have been for a long time. I know about Leroy Jenkins.
Oh, Mr. Darts, I think you should get that checked out. Oh wait, no, it's a Don Hertzfeldt quote. Never mind.
Mr. Dart, just get checked anyways. You need it.
Oh no, Glass Babies! I'm not singing Cotton Eye Joe. I heard that so many times going to like school dances in the South.
Oh
No
my
way.
gosh, really?
Oh yeah, people knew the dance.
Oh my
Everything.
gosh.
It was crazy. So okay, the stream starts in 1 minute. So for those of you who don't know yet, that's Nellie Hughes. She's a design manager here, and we're going to be talking to her, and Brant's going to be playing Nightmare, and we're going to be making fun of Brant dying a lot in Nightmare. It's gonna
Have
be
I
great.
died a lot? No.
Actually, no, you haven't. You've been surprisingly like...
And I'm gonna be so empathetic towards every character that dies. I'm gonna be like, you need to start the game over again
Well, I mean,
because we need to save that person.
we could go in and learn about each one too.
Oh.
The special things that make them special.
He's a hall monitor and a caravan mechanic.
Let that guy die.
And also, the scan face of a child of somebody here.
Oh, that's cool.
And one of the things is like
He's in
anytime,
college now.
anytime
Okay.
a character talks about having kids, which this one does, always bothers me because of course there's no kids in our game, and you're like, there's like this like deep-seated tragedy there. Where you're like, where are their kids today? What happened to their kids?
Well, do you really want to see what happens to kids
He was
in there,
probably
you know?
Wow,
He was probably far away from his family. He's
Feel
been separated.
motivated.
You don't need to.
Motivated.
You don't need to tell me what I've done wrong. I'm perfectly capable of torturing.
That's
myself.
mine.
That is- yeah.
That
No,
is
that-
absolutely mine.
When I wrote that, it was autobiographical.
Yes.
Okay, it's 2:00, so we're gonna get started. You guys ready? Here we go. Hey there, survivors! Welcome to the State of Decay 2 stream. I'm your host, Jeffrey Card, and over here we've got Nellie Hughes.
Hi.
That's Nellie Hughes. She's a design manager. And we're going to find out more about what a design manager is in just a minute. But first, we should also point out that Brant Fitzgerald is going to be our driver today. So, Brant, what are we doing? Looks like you've got, who's this guy?
I don't know.
His name is
It's-
Jonathan.
Obviously, somebody who's about to croak.
So we've gotten out of Heartland. We're playing in Nightmare mode, and it's been a while since we've actually been playing core State of Decay, right? So we kind of got to get our feet back under us to figure out what we were doing.
Yes. I'm gonna go get some gasoline because
Is that what? Oh yeah, we were completely out.
we are out, and because I make good choices, I'm gonna drive there. Oh, maybe not.
Ooh, that truck is not in good shape.
Yikes.
All right, I'm still gonna use it because it's drivable.
Kind of looks like my last car.
Oh yeah, no. When I first moved up here, I had this little tiny '80s hatchback
Oh,
that was in
man.
pretty bad shape. But I had bought it from my grandparents, and my I think someone in my family found out that you could get truck beepers for any car. You know, like when a truck is backing out and it goes,
Oh yeah.
you can technically buy that for any car. And so, like, somebody bought it for every member of my family. So my grandparents' little tiny Mercury Tracer.
That's amazing.
Had a truck backup beep. And so I would be like, you know, in my little tiny, like, compact parking space, and I would put it in reverse and be like, beep, beep, beep. And everyone's looking around for a garbage truck. So, yeah. We've all... Tell stories of your worst cars, everyone. Or don't, whatever. You can do what you want. So... Hey, Nellie.
Hey, yeah.
So you're a design manager.
I am.
What is that?
It's basically a person who, I put it so eloquently.
Where's your phone?
My phone's right here. Can I read it off my
Absolutely,
phone?
absolutely.
Okay. I am a people manager that focuses on personal and professional growth while making sure that my people are happy and productive.
So who are your people?
My people are game designers. I used to be a game designer. I was a game designer for about 13 years.
Holy cow.
So, you know, I got tired of solving technical and game problems, and I really wanted to start solving people problems. So I moved into people management.
And no one has more people problems than game designers.
Yes, that is absolutely true.
It's like you went where the concentration was thickest.
Yes, I was just like, what other problems can I? Oh, people problems. So I moved into design management.
So how is managing people different from managing a project?
You know, people are just really complex beings, and so you know, you do actually kind of. I still solve, you know, design project problems, but through people itself, and so, you know, it's just kind of you deal with more emotional and. I would say it's usually more emotional stuff.
People are just these giant bags of hormones and brain chemicals, and
I mean, yeah, you know, and just, you know, I think that getting the best, making sure that people are happy and productive means that you get the best product, right?
Right,
and,
yeah.
And you want to make sure that your product's awesome so people play it.
so it's kind of like you've got this sort of like this indirect, you know, contribution that you're making to the game. Kind of like, I often think about, you know, like if you're, say, an actor in a theater performance, you are directly creating this experience for people. When you're a game designer, you're creating a machine that creates experience for somebody while you're away. And you're another step removed where you're making the people that make the machine, that make the entertainment.
Yes.
Yes, for
I'm
the
third
audience.
removed from that.
But each step you take up, I think, actually kind of like adds to the complexity of the problem.
It does, and it's, you know, it's kind of a newer role in the industry. So, you know, it's been very interesting. I love it. I've been doing it for a couple of years now, and I really enjoy it.
Mr. Dart wants to know, do you utilize performance coaching to help the team?
Yes.
I'm not sure what that means. Can you tell me what
That means just, you know, like setting metrics and goal setting, and you know, a lot of goal setting and making sure that you're, you know, setting metrics and holding people accountable.
Oh, gotcha. So people actually can tell when they're making progress.
Yes.
It's not just this nebulous, you feel better this month than last month. It's like
Exactly.
making it real.
OKRs, stuff like that.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, cool. So those are what, objectives and key results?
Yes,
That's what OKRs are?
yes.
I've got my corporate speak down.
Yes.
So it's kind of like you know, we do community management in this game, where you're trying to make sure that everybody's experience is going up, that their morale is high, and you're just basically doing that in the real world.
Yes.
Like we're kind of trying to simulate your job in this game.
Yes.
Kind of not very accurately, probably. So things like morale. You know, in our game, to improve morale, you know, you listen to what people want and you give them what they want, and you build stuff for them. Is it the same set of rules in reality?
It's
or
a little
what's
different,
it more about?
right? Like a lot of my job is making sure that my designers are doing what they want. So, you know, making sure that I'm listening to their interests, making sure they're working on features and projects that they want to be working on. If they're not working towards a solution to make sure that, you know, there is a goal that we're working towards to get there, stuff like that.
It must be tough too, because like, you know, on a typical team, there's like a very specific set of jobs that are available for someone to do.
Yeah.
And then you've got a specific set of people, and it's not always a perfect one-to-one match.
It
right?
isn't. But, you know, it's always towards kind of like creating a light at the end of the tunnel if it isn't a one-to-one, and making sure that happens.
Yeah, because I don't think there's really such a thing as a perfect dream job out there, right? It's
No,
this
absolutely
is,
not.
I love being a game designer. There's parts of my job I don't like very
Yeah,
much.
absolutely. I mean, there's an analogy that I had a boss use with me once that was about turning signs. And turning signs is never fun, but you always have, like that's just part of the job. And so, sometimes you have to turn signs.
I'm not actually sure what you mean by turn signs.
Just kind of, it sucks. Like, turning signs sucks,
yeah,
right?
being the person,
Yes.
you're not building the road, you're just kind of standing there doing the boring job.
Yes.
Gotcha,
Sorry,
okay.
that wasn't
The person
very
with the
clear.
slow sign. by the side.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
I love being a game designer all the time. Because I'm not really a game designer.
Yeah, I was going to say, are you a game
Though I
designer?
wrote the original design document for this
No,
game.
Oh, he did, yeah, no, I think...
It was a terrible design document.
I write excellent design documents. Not all of them result in excellent games, but the document is great. It's a beautiful experience to read it.
Good documentation, Jeffrey.
So Steph 2188 wants to know: do you have team days out to help improve team communication or bonding or etc.?
Ooh, morale events.
Yeah, tell us about morale events. Is that a thing?
They will be very soon.
I don't even mean, is it a thing for us? Is it a thing, is it a thing that
Yes.
works generally?
Yes, morale events are awesome. Morale events, so, to give a little context, I just started here.
Mm-hmm.
So, I haven't gotten a chance to get my hands dirty with you guys yet. But morale events are, do you want examples of morale events?
Sure, yeah, I'd love to hear, yeah, what
Movies,
works?
bowling, eating out together, pizza nights, rock band,
Oh, yeah.
nights.
I miss the rock band morale events.
Yes,
Those were great.
getting together after work, either at the office or somebody's house and playing video games is one of those things that gets teams together.
I did have this. There was one team that I was on a long time ago. It was not here, where we had all been crunching really, really hard for a couple of months, a few months, and we had an all hands meeting, and the head of the studio was like, "Hey guys, you've been doing great, so I'm going to take you all out bowling right now." And the problem was, everybody was like, "That doesn't change our workload or our deadline at all."
Yeah.
And so for me, I was like, "Oh, that's great. I'm going to go home and see my family," and I skipped it. How do you sort of balance not everyone is going to be in the right mood for a particular event, at a particular time. How do you balance all that out? Is it mostly just
It's hard.
not crunching in the first place?
I mean, there is always, it's hard, right? Crunch happens. There is a smart way to do it, and there is a not so smart way to do it, right? I prefer the smart way, but there is also a time and a place to do those morale events, right?
Yeah.
And I am a big fan of doing them during core work hours because I feel that personal time is important to employees, and we need to respect that personal family time. So,
And it seems like you need to sort of build into it the idea that we're not taking, you had 5 days of work to do in 5 days, and now you have 4 days to do it because of the morale event. The planning of everything else has to make room for it, right?
Exactly. That's definitely very important. It shouldn't be a punishment, right? You shouldn't be punished for going out for 3 hours and then have to make up that time. It should be built into the schedule, and you should be able to enjoy that event without being punished.
You started talking about the difference between smart crunch and dumb crunch.
Gosh.
It's a complicated subject.
It is a
I don't want to
complicated
pin you down and make you. I'm already making you talk about uncomfortable topics, and so feel free to just tell me to just go away anytime you want. But are there any pointers about how to? Because for instance, sometimes I'm just in the mood to do a bunch of extra work.
Absolutely,
And
that's good. We like that.
Yeah, exactly. and so so sometimes one thing I kind of like here, there's a lot of different sides to err on. But one thing I kind of like is, when people here are overworking themselves. I think Erin just was giving me crap the other day because just today, she noticed that I had sent an email at 12:30 at night last night, and she was like, "What were you doing working at 12:30 at night?" I'm like, "Why were you checking your email at the same time?
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?"
I am totally guilty of the 5 a.m. or midnight email myself. So, I think it comes down to if you do crunch, you you control it. You set up a time frame that you're going to do it. Like, okay, oops, I'm gonna put my phone away so it doesn't fart anymore.
So it's not just this unbounded, everyone work maximally and feel guilty for every moment you're not working.
Yeah, nobody likes a death march, right? Like nobody wants to have you know, a never-ending time frame. Like if you plan it correctly, do it for a reasonable amount of time, and then kind of, you know, give people a break, and then do it again if you have to.
Yeah. Amargavita, by the way, points out that outpost doors should never be unlocked. And I agree. I think that was something we talked about early on. That's just like, it's one of those like minor annoyances where I think it's just two parts of the game that don't know how to talk to each other. The door has no idea that it's on a building that's owned by an outpost or an enclave. And so it would be a lot of work to fix it. And it's a small thing, so it's just really easy to leave it unfixed for a super long amount of time. But yeah, nobody here thinks it's a good idea to lock your outpost doors and make you pick your own lock or slam open your own doors.
So while she's here, I have to say, one of the examples of the ways that we support our closest friends and streamer partners is wearing their merch. And today.
Oh, you just noticed that Fallout Girl is in the chat?
She's in chat. I am wearing the Fallout Girl official merch that also has State of Decay on it.
And actually, while we're taking a break, I should point out, get that thing pointed at you. There you go. I should point out that we've got a couple of things going on right now. Well, actually, mostly just one. Let me get into the place where I put it. We're giving away pins. You see that? That's a Bronto Gas pin. There's going to be 5 of these given away towards the end of the stream. So if you haven't done it yet, you should type that into the chat. ! Enter. If you do that, the bot will tell you that you've been entered in the giveaway, and we're going to give away a bunch of the stuff at the end. So around, I think, about 2:45, we're gonna sort of close it down and start picking the winners. And that's about the time when Community Spotlight starts. So anytime between now and then, enter, and you can get a pin.
Those are my favorite pins, by the way.
Yeah, we got them right here. That's about how big they are. Because, yeah, that image that I have, I think this is, where did I put it? It's right here. This is Alan, our artist who does a lot of like our marketing stuff, showing off how dirty his desk is. And
It doesn't look dirty.
all of our desks. So we recently moved desks, and one of the most horrifying things you learn when you're moving desks, and you like pick up your keyboard,
How
you pick up
dusty
everything.
it is, yeah.
Just how much of your
yeah.
flesh you are shedding every single day all over your gross table. I feel like the monster from Stranger Things season 3. Have you watched it yet?
No, don't.
I just
No
started.
spoilers.
La, 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 la.
Anyway, I won't say anything more about that, but that's how it feels.
I just finished season 2 last night, by the way.
I've moved desks so many times, and I've worked here for so long that I just box up all the crap that I end up collecting on my desk, and now I have like 6 boxes that have to fit under my desk.
That's how my house works.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I should switch back so you can see Brant. Yeah, my house. Basically, every time somebody is coming over, we take all the clutter and we put it in a box and put it in our room.
That's my office.
Yeah, and we just so over time we've gotten more and more boxes
Yeah.
of stuff we haven't looked at in months.
Well, and then my husband will go and he'll just start throwing boxes away.
Oh, yeah.
So it's not important if we didn't
If we
unpack
didn't
the
open it.
box.
There is
Yeah.
inevitably something you cannot live without.
One of my favorite things to do is try to condense, like take stuff that's in 3 boxes and put them all into 1 box, perfectly packed.
Mm-hmm.
And then my wife cannot find a single thing that she was trying to find before.
Yeah,
So
it's a trick.
You're
It's a
going
trap.
down. You're going down. Boom.
Get him.
Amargavita wants to know, would creating a procedurally generated map be difficult? Creating a good procedurally generated map
Yes.
is what would be difficult. I mean, because there's there's a lot of tools out there for just making stuff happen procedurally, and the question is, will it feel like a real place? And there's so much
answer
of
is no.
yeah. Exactly. So I'm actually curious, what kind of game design did you do before you became a manager? Like, were you into level design or mission design? Or
I did a lot
systems?
of open world content design.
like so is that like missions in a like a
Yeah, so I was
an MMO?
I was in the MMO space, and I did a lot of open world design. So that was a lot of open world events, a lot of open world missions. I did some instance stuff, but mostly it was open world design.
So in your experience, you've contended a lot with sort of needing to work with the shape of a map and how, making something feel like it belongs in a real space.
Yep. So it's funny, we talk about procedural, and for Star Trek Online, one of the games I worked on, we tried to, originally it was supposed to be all procedurally made, and yeah, that didn't work.
It just wasn't as good, right?
It just wasn't as good. So I ended up making like a bazillion planet maps that you would go down on eventually because it just wasn't, wasn't there.
Yeah, so I think when we think about using procedural generation, particularly for maps, the stuff that we're more interested in exploring these days is procedural tools that let artists craft maps intentionally much faster.
Yes.
Like if you can just take a paintbrush and paint a bunch of trees in an area and they all show up in a varied, interesting configuration.
Yeah, and then you go in and you like polish it.
Tweak the ones that you want to
good.
tweak and stuff.
That's what you do.
I've heard that like Spider-Man PS4 was largely built procedurally. That New York City was built by a team that was way smaller than you would think it would take to build a New York City of that scale.
And then you tweak it and you make it look good.
Yeah, and so that's totally possible. If we lean in that direction, that's probably the direction we'll go. There's a lot of games that have procedural maps, things like Spelunky and XCOM 2, where it's not like the game is deciding how to place each individual tile. It's got these huge chunks that are specially designed to interact with each other in the right ways.
Tiles, right?
Yeah, so that they can do enough procedural to vary it and make it surprising, but not so much that the artists and the designers don't have any control over how it works. And so similarly, like our character generation system, it's very, very random, but there's also a lot of rules under the surface to keep traits from conflicting with each other and stuff like that. Like if we've got a trait that suggests you've got one kind of background, it will exclude the traits that would tell you that you've got the opposite kind of background. Like for instance, there's an active and inactive tag on traits. So somebody says like, I ran marathons, they get the active tag, and that eliminates all the I'm a lazy person who never gets out of their bed traits. So you can't have two things that just say, I am two people at once, because whereas, there are individuals who are very internally contradictory. You have to tell a story about a person like that to make them seem compelling, right?
Yes.
And if you know you're getting a random character and it seems like their traits just disagree, then you're like, oh, this is a bad character, dumb computer, know.
Yeah, that's when I start the game over.
Yeah. Exactly. Let's see here.
Yeah, Monkey Safari, and to continue on that, they suggested we use Google Earth to generate everything. Generating the stuff isn't the problem. Making it actually work, make it fun, and make sense.
Because Google Earth, for instance, the actual scale of the real world, like driving from one town to another, is just lots of empty space a lot of the time, or just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of very similar houses filling a tract, neighborhood. Replicating that in a game would actually not be very fun. Like, you want your game to be very dense, things are close together, the right things are close together to make an interesting and varied experience.
The rule sets alone would, you'd have to hire a lot of people who are basically creating rule sets.
Yeah.
Lots and lots of tech art.
Exactly.
Dunedain.
This is, how much do you investigate how other studios do similar things in Unreal?
We play their game.
We play their games. We also, as we were, we're about 4 times as large now as we were when the original State of Decay shipped. And we've hired a lot of people over time who have had experience at other studios building different things. And each of them comes with a different background. And so we end up, when we assemble our team, we're pulling people from a lot of different places who've done a lot of different things, and they can bring that expertise with them. In addition to coming up with new solutions right here, that are very specific to State of Decay.
I've made so many mistakes over the years that I can at least bring that knowledge with me.
Yeah, I know, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, what other questions?
Let's see. Well, actually, so I had some other notes of questions that I wanted to ask you.
Oh.
So how did you end up becoming a design manager? Making the transition from I'm building stuff to I'm building folks.
How do I answer this eloquently?
You don't have to. This is the State of Decay 2 stream.
We are so far from eloquent.
Well, I got really bored of just writing stories about fantasy and dragons. And so I just, I wanted something new, and I had this opportunity in front of me, and I saw people problems as just a whole new challenge and hill to climb, and so I just figured I'd go for it.
Did you feel like you knew up front that this was going to be something you were really into, or was it kind of like, were you more trepidatious about it, like, I don't know?
No, I knew. Like, I've always been a really good communicator, and people have always really warmed up to me, and so it's one of those things where I figured I would be pretty good at it, and so I gave it a shot.
And so, yeah, because, design skills are really different from managing skills. It's
Absolutely.
And so, every discipline tends to have its own managers within it who come from its own ranks, but finding the design, on a team of 10 designers, finding the one who's actually going to be any good at management is actually really hard. I've done design management before, and I was terrible at it, and I never want to do it again. Because I'm not very empathetic. I empathize with fictional video game characters much better than with real human beings. So the fact that you could see your own potential in there sounds really exciting. To me,
Yeah,
just because-
no, and it's one of those things where I think I'm a better manager than a game designer probably at this point. I think I'm a great game designer because I've been doing it for a very long time, but I think I fit better in the management role these days than I would as a game designer.
And it's interesting because historically I think there's been a problem in parts of in industries like ours where you need someone to manage a bunch of, say, programmers or a bunch of designers or a bunch of artists, and so you choose
the best person. And then they hate it.
Yeah, they suck at being a manager, and now you're missing they used to be the
talent on
best
your
artist on the
team.
team, and now they're not doing any art.
Yeah.
And stuff. So finding the people who are no, this is actually it's helpful that you totally 100% understand the job of being a game designer because you've done it before for so many years, and you know exactly the problems that people are solving. But then you're also good at management, and you can actually do that job and then leave. People like me who don't want to do that to be doing game design.
And I'll fully admit I'm not the best game designer out there, right? So
I don't think any of us here thinks that we're the absolute best. I think it's not who cares who the absolute best is. If you're in the good range, you're good. And having a good studio and good collaboration and good institutions here makes up for the difference in sheer genius.
Yeah.
I think people credit way too much to individual geniuses.
Anybody who thinks they're the best game designer is wrong.
Just by definition,
you're
right?
Absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
You're gonna stop learning at that point when you think you're the best, and this industry changes way too fast for anyone to stop learning. And,
I
and
agree.
remain good.
I agree, and that's a big part of my job is continuous learning, right? Pushing that, voluntolding you and the other designers to continue learning.
So what new skills did you have to specific if somebody right now wants to become a manager in whatever job they've got, what are the things you realized you had to suddenly be good at to operate in this new field?
Ooh, didn't need to do that.
Learn how to shut your mouth. That was a big one, right?
This is why I will never be a good manager.
No, but it's one of those things where you need to learn how.
I love that we both knew that was exactly the right reaction. That was great.
Go
Anyway.
right to it.
People confide in you all the time, and you need to learn when to be transparent and when not. And I think that was my biggest learning hurdle was learning that.
Because I think by default when you're going to be people are going to tell you their secrets.
Mm-hmm.
Their secret ambitions, their frustrations they don't want to tell anyone else, their fears, and you have to that obviously you need to have a lot of discretion, and also you're going to know things. As a manager, you're going to be in circles where people are discussing future plans that are tentative. They aren't ready to announce to the company yet, or they aren't ready to announce to the audience yet.
Yep.
And you end up knowing all of these things you can't share. And I know a lot of people just automatically they err on the side of I will not tell anyone anything ever.
Yep.
Because that feels safe, right?
Yep.
And then carefully deciding what you actually do want to tell, it's like a scary.
It was a harsh learning curve that I failed at for a little bit and then got better at. So.
I've been in a position where I had to know about a layoff a day before everyone else, and I couldn't tell everyone that they were about to lose their jobs.
It's stuff like that is heavy stuff that weighs on your soul, and not being able to tell anybody is definitely really difficult.
I think probably one of the more difficult things I ever did when I was in kind of a management role was having to decide when it was time to fire someone. right? Because like
That was the most difficult thing I think I've ever done in my entire life.
luckily it wasn't like the decision wasn't up to me, but I was the person who knew the situation the best and had to give a recommendation, and I had to recommend that we fire someone that I liked.
Did you have to do it?
I don't think I didn't have to have the actual face-to-face
Okay,
conversation.
yeah.
My studio head took that,
Yeah.
but it's like it's not like it was a secret that I was involved in the decision.
Yeah,
and,
it's
you know,
tough. It
it's-
weighs on your soul, you know.
Yeah.
Well, I mean-
luckily that guy did land somewhere else, and he kept having a
Yeah,
career.
absolutely.
He just wasn't. He wasn't going to work with the team that we had. in the
Yeah,
role that we had
no,
him
and
in.
that's what it comes down to. It's not about the person being bad. It's just possibly a bad.
Sometimes it is.
Yeah.
Well, okay, you
Occasionally.
said it.
I mean,
Yeah.
did.
those are the easy ones, though, right?
Yeah,
If somebody's screwing up fast and gaining speed, then and they won't take. You give them a chance, you give them the direction, and they think. Often it's because people think they know better than everyone else.
Yeah.
And yeah, if you talk to them and they won't adjust, then it's easy to make that decision.
We had one event that I didn't know very much about at a former studio that we collectively called when it became a legend, we called it Naked Coder Rampage.
Whoa.
So you can imagine what that might have been.
Yeah.
So that guy got fired pretty fast without a lot of deliberation. But yeah, when it's something more just like we've asked you to do a particular job and you're not good enough at the job for us to ship the game. That's just harder because nobody wants to say,
yeah.
that I'm trying and I'm just not making.
Those
it
are
happen,
really.
Yeah. So yeah, that was another tough one. Was disciplinary actions against people that because you begin to have a relationship with all of your reports, and I care deeply about all my reports, and so having to have difficult conversations about people that you care about is really tough, and because I want everybody to succeed, and
it might even be tougher. I imagine it might even be tougher, when you're trying to rehabilitate someone than when you're trying to because if you fire them, you feel miserable, but at least they're gone.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
when you're actually trying to help someone, it can be a long struggle, a long slog to get
it's
them
a lot
from
of work,
point A to point B.
Yeah, it's you guys are both, guys or gals, whoever, both of you folks are in it for the long haul. And so, you both are emotionally invested.
Yeah, but times when, I've been struggling, I've always been really grateful when managers,
boy.
got in there in the trenches with me and I could really feel like they were on my side.
Well, that's a good manager.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I had one time who, he said, hey, you're going to have a really bad, it looks like you're going to have a pretty bad review, but we've got a long weekend, so why don't you just enjoy this long weekend of knowing you're going to have a bad review, and we'll have your review on Tuesday.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I was just beside it was out of the blue. I didn't know
I don't know how I feel
it was going to
about
happen.
that. I don't know how I feel about that.
And then, it was a long, long time ago. It was during the early phase of my career when basically I was surviving by having someone else screw up worse than me every year.
Yeah.
And so
That's a definitely interesting approach. Interesting approach.
it was there's someone who just sort of gleefully, sadistically enjoyed the pain of their underlings. And you don't seem like that kind of manager.
No, I don't do that.
So let me see. We have accumulated some questions. So Bilbo wants to know, what would you suggest for someone who wants to be better at communicating and managing people?
Oh man, I mean, there's a ton of books out there. There's books like Crucial Conversations. There's books like Radical Candor. Don't worry,
Taking
I
notes.
bought us 5 copies.
Oh, you
so
did buy
can
5
read
copies of
them.
I want to. The title "Radical Candor" actually makes me want to read that.
It's really good.
I like when just the word "radical." I mean, partly it makes me think of somebody on a surfboard in the '90s, but it also
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
yeah, exactly. You radical, but it also it just sounds like you're doing it completely wrong, and you should have fundamentally changed the way you're doing things.
No,
I like
it's-
reading things like that.
Yeah,
'cause,
it's true. But there's a lot of other books like that you can kind of read in order to kind of work on your communication. And what was the other part of the question?
management.
That didn't help me at all.
Oh, I know. So he said, what would you suggest for someone who wants to be better at communicating and managing people?
Just work on your empathy, right? Just empathy is such a huge part of it, and realize that get on the same level as the people that you're managing with. Realize that people have bad days, just like you, and just don't get on a high horse. That's really a big part of it.
Well, what Bilbo has taken out of your advice is, I want to be the type of manager that looks like Bowser on a surfboard with shades on, holding a guitar. I think that's what every manager sort of wants people to see them as.
Oh my gosh, that's my new goal. Undead Lab goals.
That's not just management goals. That's life goals.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
life goals. That is life goals.
So for those of you who haven't seen it yet, we are giving away these State of Decay 2 pins. So if you have not typed !enter into the chat yet,
You
should
must.
do so. They glow in the dark. Everything that glows in the dark is good. So, what is going on, Brant? I've been completely ignoring the gameplay.
I'm just kicking butt as usual.
Did you blow up an entire horde with one, was that a pipe bomb or a...
Some of them got up.
Some of them are kind of still crawling around a little bit.
Yeah, I just didn't want to deal with a bunch of healthy, quote unquote, healthy zombies. So
Oh, you need a gas can.
I need
yeah.
lots of things.
Did you ever end up finding the fuel you were looking for?
I got some fuel and I made a fuel outpost. I'm sure that anybody who's good at playing Nightmare is shaking their head at my non-optimal gameplay.
I can't not fast search. Like, I have to
Oh,
fast
oh,
search.
no.
everything.
Oh
my gosh, yes.
If you like your characters in Nightmare, do not fast
I
search.
can't. I just can't help it. I have to fast search.
And I am definitely a non-optimal player. Like the idea of playing optimally actually sounds boring to me.
Yeah,
I feel like I want to sort of play loose, play fast and loose, deal with consequences, make mistakes. And I can get, like, if I get too deep in a hole, I can get frustrated. But just whenever I'm playing and I got folks in my, streaming, I got folks in my chat who are like saying, no, the exact right way to play is like this. It's like, I don't want to know the exact right way.
Yeah.
I don't want to do it right. I want to,
Be excited.
I want to get on my surfboard with my Bowser outfit and just have a good time, right?
I know I will never be able to play like, say, Mr. Dart when he's doing a speed run on Nightmare.
Yeah. Oh, it's ridiculous. Oh, Mr. Dart says that Nellie is a wannabe speedrunner. That you should join him
No.
in the speedrunning dark
I
side.
could, and then I would die within 5 seconds.
So your game would be shorter than anyone else's.
I know,
It'd be
it would
great.
be.
I think you have to survive though.
Yes. Yes, it's not.
should.
So
Do I
SXO
have-
wants to know.
What?
Oh,
299?
you were right there. Go kill something.
That is BS.
So SXO wants to know what's going to be going on for the next couple of weeks because I'm going on vacation for the next couple of weeks.
Boo.
That's okay. I'm going to the Outer Banks of North Carolina, which is where I used to vacation a lot when I was a kid. So it's going to be fun.
It's really nice there.
Oh yeah, it's good. The beaches there are really cool because they're really shallow, and so you end up with really like the slope on the beach isn't that deep. So it's like you can go really far out before the waves get too deep, and the water warms up. You get was it whatever the current is that makes the Atlantic warm? We got that thing.
Yeah.
The thing that makes the Atlantic warm and
I
makes
don't know.
makes France a temperate country, even though it's the same latitude as British Columbia.
I am going to New York next week, so your trip is more exciting than mine.
I haven't taken my family to New York yet, and so they haven't.
I'm going to upstate New York. So
Okay, not Broadway.
Not Broadway.
Oh, okay,
Not
gotcha.
the fun New York. The the sticks New York.
Well, still, I'm actually kind of impressed that New York manages to have one of the biggest cities in the world and also a lot of wilderness at the same time.
Oh, yeah,
You'd
yeah,
expect
yeah.
it to be the cyberpunk sprawl by now.
I know. You would expect that. No.
Why does New Hampshire still have forests? It's been settled for so long. It just should be all city by now. So anyway, I feel like I just jumped like 3 topics in a row. But okay, so what's happening for the next couple of weeks is Jeff Sult, who a lot of you guys have met. He's going to be hosting for the next couple of weeks. Next week, we're going to have Dan Mode on here. And, when Dan Mode shows up, that means the weapons are showing up. So
What?
I'm not going to say exactly what he's going to be sharing with you guys. But those of you who love weapons,
Definitely not weapons.
you should tune in to see what Dan Mode has to share with you next week. So-
Definitely not weapons.
So Fallout Girl says, never heard someone talk about latitude when describing a beach. Yeah, oh man, I was also talking about grades, and all I can think about is physics when I'm talking about the beach, because I remember, growing up going to the Atlantic coast and, and the Outer Banks. I went to Hawaii once, and their beaches there are like cliffs. It's like you're 10 feet under the water when you take a few steps. And so their waves, it's like the water pulls completely off the beach and then crashes down on dry sand. and which is the opposite of what goes. Like you have like big long tide pools with warm water that's baking in the sun all day, and you can just like
You're not getting that in Hawaii.
You're not getting that, at least not the parts of Hawaii I went to. I don't know. I'm not an expert on Hawaii.
You know what Hawaii doesn't have?
Jeff Solt anymore. He can actually tell you guys all
Horseshoe
about
crabs.
Hawaii. Oh,
It's my first memory as a
Of-
child because my dad was stationed in New Jersey.
Oh,
And my first memory that I have in my existence
it's
is,
getting freaked out
is
by
horseshoe crabs.
by these monsters.
Yeah.
I remember. Yeah, when I was a little kid, finding a dead headless shark on the beach. That was pretty cool.
Headless shark, doo 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 doo.
Headless shark.
Did I get it?
Yeah, that was right.
Did I
That
do
was
it
good.
right?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah. Undead Mark says Jeff's sandcastles required permits. That actually was my main thing when I was a kid going to the beach. Like I would wait until the tide was just starting to go out and just reveal some wet sand, and then I would just build the biggest, most powerful sandcastle I possibly could while the tide went all the way out and then came all the way back in, and then at the end of the
Just
day
ruin
would
your-
watch it take down my sandcastle. It was the best. Like I used to, like my whole thing whenever I was building things as a kid, it was all about building something so that I could meticulously and carefully destroy it.
Ooh.
My son isn't like that. Like I would like stack 3 blocks on top of them for him, and he would just immediately knock it down. I'm like, no, you don't understand. Destruction is so much more interesting when you're build something really elaborate and then take it
And
apart.
then you
piece by
take it
piece.
apart.
Like kind of Jenga-ing out the pieces and seeing how it collapses. So
Yeah,
trying
my son was the same way. I tried to get him excited about building stuff, and he would just be
to whack. Yeah.
like I was insulting him by actually having the goal to build blocks, put blocks on top of each other.
So anyway, so yeah, Jeff Sold is going to be the new host for a couple of weeks while I'm out, and I'm actually going to try. I've realized that I've kind of I love streaming with you guys so much that I kind of insist on hosting it all the time, and I'm realizing that that's not actually good because it means that if I'm the one who knows how this entire setup works and I know where all the different presentations are and the buttons and all of just the everything, if I'm the only one who knows how that works, then if I'm sick one Tuesday, the entire stream collapses.
Yeah, that's definitely a risk that you take when you take over stuff like that.
I think there's lots of people here who would be great at streaming. It's just a particular setup, you have to get familiar with it. And so I'm going to start, I think after I get back.
I'm
Yeah,
sitting
Brant.
right here.
Yeah, I know,
I'm
exactly.
sitting right here. And he won't
After I
even
get
look at me.
back, I'm going to try to have guest hosts a lot more often, so that you guys can get to know even more people at the studio, and so that I can take breaks now and then, and not necessarily have to be the host all the time. So yeah, Magic Man 79 says, "What's Brant? Chopped liver?"
Yes, I am.
Yeah,
I am
that's right.
chopped liver.
Yeah.
I've only been streaming for State of Decay since we started streaming, but
Yeah.
no, it's okay. It's all good.
Yeah.
Could you be the
No,
the
because
lone-
Jeffrey and everyone else knows that if it was left to me to run this stream, I wouldn't even be able to start it.
And that's the problem. One of the reasons why I wanted Jeff, because not only is he a personable guy who's fun to listen to talking, he's also got a lot of good technical skills. And so if something collapses and goes wrong, he's going to be able to fix it. So you guys should have great, reliable streams for the next couple of weeks until I get back on the 30th. So nice. This might be actually one of the longest vacations I've taken my entire career in the game industry.
2 weeks?
I think my honeymoon was shorter.
I had a week for my honeymoon.
You've been gone 2 weeks before.
I think, but I'm gone 2 weeks and a day this time, so I think I might have just nosed up.
That might be
Just
a
a little
day
bit.
too many.
Yeah, so I did take 2 weeks off about 3 years ago, and that's when we ended up with Puppet Jeff.
Yep.
And
And
Puppet Jeff?
have you not seen Puppet Jeff?
oh, go grab.
Oh my
Go
gosh.
grab Puppet Jeff.
Yeah, I was so distraught at Jeff not being here with us
You made a puppet?
that I had.
Bitter Mercy made it, but
Yep. I asked
Oh my gosh.
one of our fans,
So
and she's also in the game.
so I used to
You
have
know her actually.
I used to have this mane.
Oh.
Stein.
Yeah, Carol Stein. I used to have this really huge mane of long hair. In fact, they discovered when Brant was looking around for pictures of me, old pictures of me, he was
Yeah.
looking through my Facebook page, and he found this picture of me when my first kid was still 2 years old, and everything. I used to have this massive Mufasa hair, and so she made
Wow.
She made a puppet of me with the hair. So this is me from 2000, I don't know, 7 or something like that.
Wow, that's amazing.
But then after that was done, she also made Puppet Brant.
Wow, I need a puppet.
I know, seriously?
I know her. She's gonna make me a puppet.
Yeah.
These guys away again.
Man.
Yeah, Puppet Brant was
Puppet Brant's pretty
It was
cool.
oddly specific.
Yeah, it was from, just like mine was from 2007 me, Puppet Brant was from one particular stream when Brant put on a coconut bra and a grass skirt and did a dance.
Because I lost a bet.
He lost a bet.
To Mom
Was
Prince.
it Mom Prince? Yeah, that's what I thought.
I never bet anybody else after. Mom Prince's bet ruined betting with fans for me.
You can never bet with another fan again.
No, because that's how I also got my first tattoo.
Really?
Yeah. We don't need to go into it.
So Mr. Dart recommends that if I set up an Elgato Stream Deck, I can actually make it easier for people to just sit down and understand how to run the stream.
How about this, Smarty Pants? Fly over here and help us out with the stream.
So I've never tried out that hardware. Joe Swarner says that we actually have one lying around somewhere that we just haven't tried yet. So maybe I'll give that a try sometime. Maybe, I don't know, maybe that wouldn't be too bad. I've just never tried it. So I don't know, well, check it out. Hey, we got about 4 minutes until Community Spotlight, and so let me just switch over to this view so that we can look. Oh, look at this!
Oh, it's a pin!
So in about 4 minutes, we're going to stop listening to you guys and you type !enter. So if you haven't done it yet and you want to have an awesome glow-in-the-dark pin, please do it. I think we're only counting like one entrance for each person, so there's no point in spamming it. If you've already typed it and Battissimo has already told you that you're entered, you don't need to do it again. But if you're new, you just came in, you know, and you want to enter, go ahead and enter. We're going to give away 5. So while we're doing Community Spotlight at 2:45, Megan's going to tabulate the winners, and we'll announce them after Community Spotlight's over. So Mr. Dart is like, "How's September for coming up here and showing us how to stream?" We'll have our people talk to your people.
Oh, my God.
Oh, no.
Oh, my.
So,
No, don't. No.
oh, what's going on?
Crap-tastic.
Oh, you're
Through the window!
No.
No!
Get in the. No.
Oh,
Get in
he's
the. No.
He's just jumping you every second.
Get in the.
Brant's playing like how
Get,
I play.
get in the car.
Do it! Don't let him get on you. Nice.
Oh, God, no.
Oh, he's coming for you. He's coming for you.
I know, and I'm
He's
gonna have to go
He's gonna get
forward.
on the door.
Oh, and the.
The Juggernaut. No.
Okay, I'm going home. Going home now. All right.
So
Sorry.
Fall Down Gaboom is trying to get Nellie in trouble
no.
by asking her the classic question we always avoid, which is, if you could make any change to the game right now, what would it be?
I would give myself, and only myself, an invincible code.
Dev control.
Dev controls, so I could get through the game without dying
So-
on a regular basis within 5 seconds.
So what if we at some point added an easier difficulty zone?
I would love that because I personally like my content spoon-fed to me.
So do you play Mass Effect on like story mode?
Yes, I play all of those games on the easiest mode that I can possibly get on because, one, I can't shoot anything for the life of me. My aiming is terrible. And I just like to play games to
get out of the
experience the
car.
story and
Yeah.
the experience.
I always get kind of weirded out. Like sometimes developers will try to explain the differences between their difficulty levels from their own perspective. Like I
just
think
make it easy.
if you start Wolfenstein 2, for instance, I think it says, okay, this difficulty mode for if you've never played a shooter before,
Yeah.
and this is for if you're good at shooters, and nothing in between. So I'm like, well, I'm good at shooters. I picked that one, and it was not fun. Like
Yeah.
I was just like getting shot all the time, and I was, and then I bumped it down to you don't play shooters, and it was great. It felt like, and I'm like, you know
Yeah.
what? I play shooters. Dang it, you guys! Like, I got, played Doom on the normal difficulty level, got all the way through it. It was great. Had an awesome time. Just because you guys out there making Wolfenstein think that games ought to be hard and frustrating doesn't mean you should insult me by telling me that my favorite difficulty level is easy mode. So whatever. So actually one of my favorite games with difficulty modes was Celeste because it was so like it really endorsed people playing the game at the
Yeah.
level they wanted to play it at, and tried really really hard not to make you feel like you had the developer's contempt.
It had a wonderful soundtrack, that game.
I had a great. If you haven't played Celeste, It's a side scroller, jumpy side scroller with a cute story about facing your inner demons. It's great. So yeah, I love that game. It's 2:45. It's time for Community Spotlight. Do you want to put on some headphones? Oh yeah, get safe. We have headphones.
So how does this? I don't know this part.
I think yes. Here, these are for Brant.
I look cool.
You always look cool, but yeah, especially because you kind of got like patriotic colors going on with the red glasses and the blue headphones
Oh, yeah.
and the
And I'm
white
wearing
shirt.
White. I have white on too.
Okay, so let's switch over to Community Spotlight mode. Okay, so first off, the title screen here. This is from Stratashawn on Discord. Let me see. What did he say about this? He just said, "Oh, hey guys, I found my car." So he's kind of, I don't know how he got the car in there. Probably involved repairing it and having it fly up into the air. But yeah, so starting there, let's start looking at some of the stuff that got submitted this week. So first, let's start with beats and buttons.
Beats.
So this is more just, this is less of a funny thing than a badass thing. He's just showing off the chaos that he can get up to with explosives. Though there's one moment here that we just get past that I want to point out in a second when we go around the loop again. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to put our picture on the screen. So, my bad.
Do I put the microphone down?
It doesn't matter. So, nice shot, getting every single zombie in the door. But my favorite part of this, he runs away from this guy with the helmet on. And then it looks like the guy just hit his head into the door frame.
He
right
did.
there,
He
right?
smashed him with the door.
So anyway, so that's beats and buttons.
Way to go, Beats.
And yeah, I also did not get Brant's face on here. I did a
Oh,
very
no,
bad.
no,
I did a really bad
no.
job of setting up Community Spotlight.
We're not
this
doing
time.
my face. That's enough. We punish our people enough.
All right, so SOD2 Danyo said, okay, this, speaking for these characters, Almonte, WTF, we agreed on blue jeans and leather jackets, and you don't even have a skull cap. I'm very disappointed. Steve's looking the other way. He can't even look at you. So apparently they've got kind of a dress code going on here, and they're encouraging us with this shot. Actually, later on in the tweet, they're like, we should add customization to this game so we can dress all our characters in
That'd be
identical
nice.
stuff. Yeah, wouldn't that be cool if we ever did that someday? Anyway, Louis Brandy says that when he saw this, he was pretty sure that he heard a feral roar as he was going by.
That's cool.
So Brent, you actually said, I think you answered that tweet. You're like, Sinclair was actually the inspiration for Bronto Gas.
It definitely was. I don't know if I answered that. I think I just said, don't go there.
But yeah, so Sinclair, that is a real gas station brand that really uses dinosaurs as their mascot. So yeah, so we're not being too crazy and inventive when we have Bronto Gas in our game. So then on Discord, Daisy Chainsaw 19.
Hold on, we've
what?
got prize winners.
Oh, we do? Oh, cool. Yeah, well we'll announce
Okay,
we'll announce those in a second.
All right.
So Daisy Chainsaw 19 on Discord shared this video with us. Now, to set the stage, when we have a bug in the game right now where when you're repairing a car, sometimes you'll finish repairing and the car will fly up into the air, right? That's we've kind of come to expect when we're watching funny videos about State of Decay and somebody repairs the car is just about to go rocketing up into the sky. So so this is what happened. Daisy is sitting here playing with Ouchio. And so Ouchie is repairing. You know what's going to happen. Whoa! What? So let's see that again. So I was expecting the car to fly up, and then suddenly, and I love hearing the audio of the yeah. Ah!
We got the Doppler effect going.
Yeah, and it hits a wall so hard. Oh, that was great.
Yeah.
And then finally, Last Psy Ninja. This is
Daisy.
kind of a similar thing. Let's have a look at this. Get off my car, sheesh.
Whoa.
The fact that it lands.
I love the sound it makes when it hits things.
Yeah, exactly. It's the fact that it lands on the roof and makes that thunk that makes it great. So thanks to everybody who contributed to Community Spotlight. If you want to have a video or an image that you come up with to show up on Community Spotlight, post it on Twitter with the Funny Survivor Stories hashtag. I actually remembered to put it on the screen this time, guys. I did it.
Abra, make sure you almost every video you post would qualify. So make sure you put this hashtag up.
So that's that. So it is 2:50. We still got another 10 minutes left. I should check and see if Megan has listed our. We have not listed our winners yet. You got to tell me who the winners are, Megan, so we can say it out loud because they kind of breezed by in the chat a minute ago. But let's go back to the game.
Oh crap!
Can I take these off?
Oh yes, please.
Okay.
Definitely. Because
I feel like a doofus.
my
in them.
my ears are so cold now from the breeze and the sweat.
Is that a donut?
Yes. Oh yeah. Would you like a donut?
No.
You sure?
What is a donut doing here?
That's
They were buy one get one free at Top Hot today, and so
Oh,
I went to
okay.
get a donut after lunch, and they're like, "Hey, have a second donut." I'm like, "No," and they're like, "You must." So
To go for it.
Um,
I've got another donut now.
We could mail that out. That could
Yeah,
be
this is
like-
our prize.
That could
This
be
is
a prize.
This is the grand
Hello.
prize.
I had a salad for lunch, so I obviously haven't actually eaten anything today.
Oh,
Would you
could
like a
have
donut, Brant?
I would adore a donut.
This is your donut. Okay, so here's our winners. Here's the folks who are going to win pins like this. Sarkov is one of our winners. Regainer88 is one of our winners. Big Lou is one of our winners. Cody HD and Rafael Hernandez. So
Congratulations!
Yes, congratulations everybody. Thank you for giving us the right. So we're going to keep doing giveaways like that. So if you missed it this time, please keep coming back to our stream. We'd love to get these out to everybody eventually. Back when we were doing the State of Decay 1 stream. Oh, holy crap, you were in the middle of a nasty scene.
Yes,
weren't you?
because because our sound is turned off here, basically. I didn't hear the screamer standing outside for like half an hour calling all of his
Pulling
buddies.
everybody in.
House party, apparently.
So Sarkoth and Big Lou are watching on YouTube, which makes it hard to whisper to them. So if you guys have not yet made contact with Megan and Wonder, send an email to social@undeadlabs.com. And if you're not Sarkoth and Big Lou, don't do that, because if you try to steal their stuff, you're a jerk. Let's see
Screamer
here.
number 2. Hello.
So Insidious says, I have a card Red Talon character. Did you make him, Jeffrey? So technically, if you have any character, I kind of made them because my job was designing the character system that generates the random characters. And I also, I entered most of the names. So the way we came up with our name lists was, the first thing I did was I asked everyone at the studio, are there names that you would like to put into the game? And everyone submitted stuff. Even when new folks like Nellie showed up, I asked her if she wanted to put any names in the game, and she did. And I won't tell you which ones they are. But yeah, so we had everybody submit names, and then I started going through and doing research on names from different cultural backgrounds. And so, you've got sort of like your sort of like Anglo names from England, and you've got names from Mexico, and you got names from all over different places in the world, from Japan and from Korea. And I made separate name lists for all of these groups, and then basically had each time we generate a character, it decides where that character's background is from, what culture, what cultural tradition their name came from, and then it puts a name together from a random list of all the first names they could have and a random list of the last names. And when I could get enough detailed information, we even divided it up by age group. So if you get a character whose name is George, chances are you look at their face and they're older, because no one young is named George.
He's a builder. He's not a citizen yet.
So yeah, look at these guys.
No, stop using that button.
So and then we set it up so they would choose a nickname that's derived from their first name or the last name, like Henry there. His name is actually Enrique, but he goes by Henry. And then, Jay Reeves here. So anyway, so I made all those lists. And so, yeah, of course, I put my family's last name in there. So if you get a character, and we also set up rules like if you're a military character, you go by your last name instead of your first name. So if you've got a Red Talon character named Card, it's because they randomly got, they were choosing from the list of rare Anglo last names. They got Card, which was mine, and then it combined them with a different first name, and then it chose to use Card as their nickname because they were Red Talon, and Red Talon characters usually go by their last name. So that's how you ended up with Card. So yeah, that's probably way more information than you actually wanted when you were just making the connection that somebody had my last name.
I still think it's, one, it's great that you're enthusiastic about something you put in the game, right? Because it means that you really put a lot into it. And two, It's a really freaking cool system.
I do have a lot of fun just like generating characters and looking how the names come out.
Did we ever figure out why it renames Fallout
No
Girl's character?
we just got another report of a similar bug. Somebody had a character named, I think that either their name was Scott and it changed to Ryan, or their name was Ryan and it changed to Scott. And I don't know why. Like, very, very rarely a character's first name will just change, and we don't know what's happening. But it happened to Fallout Girl. Like, she had a character named Melise, and it changed to Melange. And she's like, Melise is a real name, and Melange is spice. So that's weird.
Is it?
Yeah, it's the name of the spice in Dune.
Is it Spice Girl?
There you go. She became a spice girl.
Melange Spice?
It's all. I'm pretty sure it's also like the French word for cinnamon or something like that.
I don't look at me, man.
Oh,
But yeah, so she ended up with a weird name, and that was strange.
All these turds lined up in a row. These
Oh,
are
I
the,
thought you were being serious.
These
I
are
was
the-
like, we put poop in the game?
these are the people who make my life difficult. There we go.
Get out.
They are gone now.
All right, so we got like 4 minutes left. So you guys have like any last minute questions for Nellie or for me or Brant or whatever? Put them in because this is your last chance.
Oh, it's a navigation spice.
Oh yeah, it's the spice from Dune. I think is what they
Okay.
mean. Yeah, and then Shade Oblivion found Greg House when they were recruiting Red Talon guys. So they got I think I wonder if I put in the right name so that you can get Hugh Laurie as well. I don't know, but that's cool. Yeah, I love getting names that are familiar. But yeah, I think somebody posted on. It was either on Discord or on Twitter or somewhere. They rolled up a character named Richard Cox who went by Dick. I was like,
There's nothing funny about that, though.
my mission is complete. I felt like that was the apotheosis of the naming system right there. So I felt like my job has now been justified.
I don't get it.
We made it happen. We made it happen, everybody. High fives all around. We did it.
I still don't get it.
Whatever.
I'm still stung
I'll expl-
from our one run-in with the phallus forest.
Oh yeah.
We did it, Reddit.
Oh yeah, I think it might have been from Reddit actually. That's where that name came from. Thank you. Bobalicious? What a name! Bubbalicious asks, who came up with the community group names? That was a combination of me and Andy Collins. So I think I came up with a lot of the initial lists, and then he went through and he about doubled them in size, a lot of them, and added his own. We deliberately, especially for your community, we deliberately chose a bunch of vanilla names for the very first community that you go into, just so that you don't have weird things confusing you, because the name shows up in a couple random places, and you might not know what the name is supposed to mean. So we came up with some very simple, clear names for your first community, and then came up with a bunch of weirdo ones for your second, third, and fourth, or whatever communities. And they're all randomly selected, so sometimes you'll still get a normal one later on, but you have a small chance of getting some of our weirder names. So hope you enjoy those. And similarly, the NPC enclaves, all of them have these random name lists
God,
that
sort of-
anytime we want, we can just go in and just add more to the list and make it longer.
Okay.
Now and then I do that. Like, sometime now and then I'll just be like, oh, I need to mess with something with this enclave. Oh, look, why don't I add 10 more names to the list? Why not? Because a lot of especially the character names, we don't localize them. So really, just me adding names doesn't add any work to anybody else. I just get to mess with the game, and it's fun. Anytime I'm just shopping at Best Buy and somebody has a cool name on their name tag, I'll ask them where their name came
Really?
from, and then I'll go and I'll put it in the game. Yeah. So it gets me into some weird conversations. Somebody's just like, "Why are you asking about my name and where it comes from?" Because I've got to get it on the right list.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so I want the characters to feel authentic, but that means I end up in weird conversations with people. I have to say, I make video games. I promise what I'm doing is really cool, and I'm not a creep asking you personal questions. So yeah, Kai Hylos asked that, who made the asshole group names? That was me, and that community is actually, that enclave is called the Arseholes in the file names. So just want to make sure that we're clear about that. I do it in the classic British way, not in the crass American way.
My name's in there.
Oh yeah,
My name is in there.
Nellie's name is in the game. And question for Jeffrey: how much do you know about the existing fog we have in game, and will it be likely to increase the foggage at night in the game in the future? We'd love that. That's interesting because one of the ways that we simulate darkness at night is with fake fog. Like we actually have black fog in the game that helps make the darkness fall off, the light fall off as things move away from you. And so, if anything, with the number of people who say, I never want to go out at night because it's just so dark, we actually have been talking about, maybe we should pull back the fog a little bit. So it's interesting that you're interested in pulling the fog in and making it more kind of scary and difficult to see. So we'll have to bear that in mind. I don't know if we can do it based on difficulty level or anything like that, so we can give people a variety of experiences. But yeah, that'd be cool.
Fog like that is also runtime heavy.
Oh, it's expensive. Yeah, that's true.
'Cause
So we'd have to be careful with it.
You're doing a whole bunch of draw calls. It's a full screen draw call,
Yeah,
basically.
anything transparent or translucent is extra difficult for game machines to render. Oh, let's see here. Yeah, so Nezumi fan, yeah, Trish, the name Trish is in the game as a nickname for Patricia. So there's seriously, we could go on all day about how many different, there's thousands of names.
many names.
And I entered every single one of them. But it is 3:01, and so we are going to need to go. So
I need to drive back to base.
perfect that you're driving back to base. While you're doing that, let's say goodbye to Nellie. Nellie, thank you so much for coming in.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Like, I feel like, even though, there were a few people who complained that we were talking about depressing subjects.
Sorry.
No,
Sorry.
that's not your fault. I was asking you the question. That completely came from me. You are such a upbeat and happy, nice person. I figured I could throw you, like, really depressing curveballs, and you turn them into, like, enlightening conversation. So thank you so much. I feel like I learned a lot about your job, and I work with you every day. So, thanks for
Well,
coming.
thank you for having me.
And then Brant.
Hi.
Yeah, so Brant is trying to get home without dying, so he's gonna look a little distracted. But
That's right.
thank you for being along for the
This
ride
game
here.
doesn't come as easily to me as it does to all you guys out there.
And also, I should just say thank you to the audience. Thank you all for being here. You guys, the fact that you're still playing this game is exactly what makes it possible for us to still work on it. So we love you. Thank you so much for being here. And
Keep telling your friends because we're doing better and better
Yep.
every day.
yeah, like our
actually.
audience is still growing. This
Yeah.
is amazing, and that's why we keep getting to Heartland isn't the end. We're going to keep supporting this game, and you're going to hear more and more about that in the coming weeks. Keep tuning into this stream.
The next 2 weeks are going to be big. So for the stream, lots
Yeah.
of, and
Lots
not
of
only
stuff.
because Jeffrey's gone.
Yeah, that's the main attraction is me
That's
being
not
gone.
nice.
But aside from that, so next week Dan Mode is coming. So be excited for that, and we'll see you later.
There's another.
Ta-da!
Yep, they can still hear us.
I know.
Sarkoth,
It's all good.
Sarkoth, come take over my game because there's too many screamers here.
Let's see. I see you.
Oh, nice.
Oh, boy.
Your husband's watching?
Yeah, of
Nice.
course.